Transparency International alongside the Africa Center for Open Governance and Kenyans for Peace with Truth and Justice are currently holding a joint public forum on accountability for public resources. Let's listen in.
Article, that's section 7(1)(g) was the other contested section of the law. And it says that the Auditor General shall perform other functions as may be prescribed by any other legislation. And the arguments that were made was that this would introduce other functions not envisaged by the Constitution. We are not successful in convincing the court of this. And the court basically said that the Constitution requires commissions and orders of independent officers to do any other functions as may be provided by legislation. Section 8 of the Public Audit Act, Section 8F, was to the effect that the Office of the Auditor General staff would be subjected to the Public Service Commission when designing the organizational structure, recruiting, disciplinary action, and setting of remuneration and benefits. And the court stated that the Office of the Auditor General cannot rely on the Public Service Commission to recruit and discipline its staff, since they are both independent officers. So the Office of the Auditor General is an independent office, just in the same way that the Public Service Commission is an independent entity. Section 9(1)(e) of the Act gave the Office of the Auditor General unrestricted access to audit various arms of the national government agencies, but introduces a rider to the effect that access must be reasonably necessary. We disagreed with this addition as an unlimitation that was unwarranted, and the court agreed that the court found that this was proper, since it's the Office of the Auditor General to determine what is reasonable in carrying out its duties, stating that there were no restrictions. Section 12 gives the the Public Service Commission powers to recommend a senior official or a senior officer in the Office of the Auditor General to the President to act as Auditor General and to serve for 90 days while having the same powers as those of the Auditor General. The contestation we had with this provision is that it provided a procedure of appointing a substantive Auditor General without recourse to the constitutional procedure of appointing the holder of that office. And the court, in agreeing with us, affirmed that the Office of the Auditor General is an independent body, and therefore the Public Service Commission would have nothing to do in appointing in the event of vacancy, and such an office would be unconstitutional. Section 17 is a clause that was to the effect that the Office of the Auditor General would recruit in consultation with the Public Service Commission. And again, the court agreed with our assertion that this was unconstitutional, and reiterated its earlier position that the Auditor General is an independent office, and therefore in recruitment there is no need to seek authority from the Public Service Commission. Section 18 of the Act proposed secondment of public officers from the Office of the Auditor General to state organs and vice versa.
All right, those are proceedings there at Transparency International alongside Africa Center for Open Governance for Kenyans for Peace with Truth and Justice. They're currently holding a joint public forum on accountability for public resources. More details to follow in our subsequent bulletins. But here in studio with us is